Good morning, boys and girls. It is Tuesday. I hope you had a wonderful weekend, and I hope that you were able to do something special, even if you couldn't go to the lake this week, or do something like you usually do on the long weekends. And yeah, so let's read our morning message and get started today. All right. This week, our morning message says this. Good morning. Today is terrific Tuesday. What is going to be terrific about this week? I love that it is supposed to be warm. This week, we will talk about opposites. Can you find some opposites for these words? Love, Mrs. Peters. All right, well, it feels like it's been a long time since we did one of these. So let's break down our words and find some of our phonic vowel rules and some of our letter sounds, okay? All right, so anything you see, I hope you find some things that maybe I don't notice this week. All right, well, let's start with the easy ones. Good morning. First thing I see is that ing. We can always count on that one being there, can't we? Today. Oh, look, we have a compound word, so let's break it up. To and day are both separate words. Is terrific Tuesday? And we have our capital there. Why? Because it's a name and Tuesday is important, so it gets a capital. Oh, and look, I just noticed something. We have day in there. There's a separate word. Is Tues a word? Nope, that's not a word, so it can't be counted as a compound word, just like today is. But we definitely have day in it. What? I see a digraph. Let's underline that. Those two letters have one sound. Wah, wah. Is going. There we have that ing again. To be terrific about this. We have another digraph. This one is TH. What does TH say? That one we have to stick out our tongue. Remember on video chat, sometimes we practice watching our lips and seeing what they do. And this one, if you look in the mirror, your tongue sticks out. For what? Does it stick out? What? So see the difference there? We can watch and think about our body as we're making these sounds. Eek. Two vowels go walking. The first one does the talking. They certainly say E, don't they? We have another capital uppercase because we're starting a new sentence. We have a question mark here, a new sentence there. We start with a capital. I love that. There's our digraph. And I love that it is. I missed a word. Oh my goodness, I didn't even notice that first time coming. So let's fix it up. That it is. See, even teachers and adults sometimes make mistakes. We don't catch them until somebody else checks us. So sometimes you have to check me and sometimes I have to check you, don't we? It is supposed to be warm. I'm very excited about warm weather. This, here we have that v, stick out your tongue again. Week, we will talk. Did you know that L, we don't really hear it, do we? Talk. Interesting. About opposites. Can you find some opposites for these words? Here's another f. And here's that sound, except that it says words, but it's really OR, isn't it? So it's one of those sounds. Love, Mrs. Peters. There we have another So see, they make the same sound, but they're both different. It's kind of English. English can be crazy, isn't it? All right, so we want to talk about opposites this week. We're going to see if we can find them. And maybe when you're reading your book, you can also find them. Write them down in your journal. See how many sets of opposites you can find. Maybe you'll find one. Maybe you'll find a lot of them. That would be great if you could find some. So we're going to go over a few today. All right, now I'm going to show you one. See if you can guess the opposite of it. All right, the first one is dry. What's the opposite of dry? Let's see. See if you guess it in your head first. Let's sound it out. Wet. 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 Dry and wet. Definitely opposites, aren't they? The next one is cold. Cold. Some days it's cold out there. What's the opposite of cold? Hot. 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 Hot and cold. They're very opposite. All right. The next one is short. So you boys and girls are short. What am I, Mrs. Peters? How am I compared to you? Tall. All. Tall and short. So we're opposites together. What's this word? It's one of our sight words. Little. Little. Little and what's the opposite of little? Big. Big and little. I wonder what the opposite of black is. What's the opposite of black? And do all colors have opposites? White. I think black and white are the only two that really are opposites. Easy. If something is easy, what's the opposite of easy? Hard. That's right. And a few more. There we have a blend. Two letters together. They're not a digraph because digraph makes one sound, but they're a blend. So we hear both sounds. So we have to squish them together really tightly. Clean. Clean. What's the opposite of clean? Dirty. I bet you your moms want your room to be clean and you just don't care and like it if it's dirty. Sad. What's the opposite of sad? I wonder. Happy. Happy. That's right. I hope you guys are all happy this week. I'm feeling happy today, although sometimes we feel a lot of different things in one day. This week I'm also going to have a video about zones of regulation and happy and sad and all of our different feelings as we're stuck at home and we don't get to see our friends. So don't forget to watch that one too, all right? So boys and girls, this week as you work on opposites, I want you to look for them in your books. Doesn't matter what book you find, see if you can find some opposites. You might find the word little, and then that might make you think big. And you can write that down. I found little and write big. Then you might find